Good morning. As you sip your coffee and look out the window, you might notice a subtle change in the air, a hint of what's to come. Today, we're talking about a dramatic shift in the weather that's about to impact millions across the country. There's big news in the weather world. A major shift is coming, and it's not your typical seasonal cool down. Meteorologists are sounding the alarm as a powerful cold front prepares to sweep across the nation, bringing with it a wave of changes that will be hard to ignore. After a surprisingly mild autumn, a true blast of Arctic air is set to plunge southward. This isn't just a brief chill. Starting around Thanksgiving, temperatures will drop sharply and stay low, locking in a wintry pattern for early December. For many, it will feel like we've skipped straight from fall to the heart of winter overnight. It's time to dig out those winter coats, scarves, and gloves. Autumn's gentle warmth is about to be replaced by winter's icy grip. If you haven't swapped out your wardrobe yet, now's the moment. The days of light jackets and crisp breezes are numbered. The reason? The jet stream is about to take a dramatic dive, carving out a path for frigid air to surge straight from the North Pole. This powerful shift in the upper atmosphere acts like a superhighway, funneling cold air deep into the heart of the US and setting the stage for a much stormier pattern. As a result, much of the country will see colder, stormier weather. For some regions, this means the first significant snowfall of the season, possibly in places that haven't seen snow in years. Roads could become slick, and travel plans may need to be adjusted as winter weather takes hold. What's driving this big change? Powerful forces high in the atmosphere are at work, dislodging cold air that's been bottled up over the Arctic for months. When these patterns shift, they can unleash dramatic weather events across the continent. The experts at the Climate Prediction Center, along with advanced weather models, are all in agreement. This change is imminent and will be widespread. Meteorologists are closely monitoring the data, and the consensus is clear. A big chill is on the way. If you're in the central or northern US, get ready for a rapid transition. Those mild, pleasant days are quickly coming to an end, and the landscape will soon be transformed by frost, wind, and possibly even snow. In the next segment, we'll break down exactly who can expect the coldest air and which areas have the best chance for accumulating snow. Whether you're a winter enthusiast or dreading the cold, you'll want to know what's in store. So, grab your coffee, bundle up, and let's take a closer look at what's happening up in the sky and how it will shape the weeks ahead. Thanksgiving week is shaping up to be one of the most talked about weather events of the season, with millions of Americans preparing for travel and family gatherings. Weather headlines are already making waves, and for good reason. This year, the forecast is anything but ordinary. From November 23rd to 29th, meteorologists are tracking not just one but possibly two high-impact storm systems developing over the central U.S., setting the stage for a turbulent holiday week. A powerful clash is brewing as cold Arctic air surges southward, meeting lingering warmth from the southern states. This collision of air masses is expected to fuel intense storms, with dramatic temperature swings and rapidly changing conditions. On the cold side of these systems, major snow events and even blizzard conditions are possible for the central and northern high plains. Cities like Denver and regions across the Rockies should be on high alert for heavy snowfall, whiteout conditions, and dangerous travel. Travel disruptions are likely, especially the day before Thanksgiving, when millions hit the roads and airports. Expect delays, cancellations, and hazardous driving in snow-prone areas. Meanwhile, on the warm side, the south and east face a different threat. Heavy rain, severe thunderstorms, and even the risk of tornadoes. Flash flooding and damaging winds could impact cities from Texas to the Carolinas. Most of the central and eastern U.S. will see above-average precipitation, so a wet Thanksgiving is likely for many. Outdoor plans may need to be adjusted, and local flooding is possible in some areas. The exact track and timing of these storms will become clearer as the week progresses, but one thing is certain: active weather and travel delays are expected across much of the country. If you're traveling, build flexibility into your plans. Allow extra time, and check the latest forecast before heading out. Having a backup plan could make all the difference. Our team of meteorologists will be tracking these evolving systems around the clock, providing updates as new information comes in. Stay weather aware, stay safe, and make the most of your Thanksgiving, no matter what the skies may bring. Thanksgiving week will split the U.S. in two, Winter in the west, autumn in the east. West of a sharp dividing line, expect below-average temperatures from the Pacific to the northern plains. Meanwhile, the southeast and much of the east will enjoy unseasonably warm air, thanks to a ridge in the jet stream. This dramatic temperature contrast will fuel the week's powerful storms. Central states will ride a weather roller coaster, mild and rainy one day, then a sudden cold plunge. Dress for your region, layers in the west, lighter jackets in the east. This divide is temporary. As December arrives, cold air is expected to spread eastward. For Thanksgiving, though, America will be split by a dramatic temperature tug-of-war. Get ready for a wild ride. Why the big change? It starts high above us with a sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW. The stratosphere, above where our weather happens, usually keeps Arctic cold bottled up with the polar vortex. An SSW is a rapid warming over the Arctic that disrupts the polar vortex, letting frigid air spill south. This process takes a couple of weeks to reach us, but the SSW peaking around Thanksgiving is why we expect a major cold outbreak in early December. SSWs are rare in November, making this event unusual and potentially long-lasting. When the polar vortex wobbles, Arctic air escapes and heads our way. This top-down chain reaction is the main driver behind the coming Arctic blast. Trouble high up means big changes down here. The SSW is the first domino in our winter weather story. Get ready for the effects to hit soon. There's another key player in this evolving pattern shift, the Madden-Julian Oscillation, or MJO, which originates deep in the tropics. While it might sound far removed from our daily weather, the MJO is actually a powerful force that can set the stage for dramatic changes across North America, especially as we head into winter. The MJO is essentially a moving pulse of thunderstorms and intense rainfall that travels eastward along the equator. As it moves, it stirs up the atmosphere, sending ripples of energy that can reach all the way to the jet stream above the United States. This connection between the tropics and our weather is a fascinating example of how interconnected our planet's climate systems truly are. Depending on which phase the MJO is in, it can tip the balance toward either warmer or colder weather patterns here in the US. Sometimes, it brings a stretch of mild, spring-like days. Other times, it sets the stage for a deep freeze. At this moment, the MJO is in a warm phase, which lines up perfectly with the mild, pleasant weather much of the East is experiencing right now. People are out enjoying the sunshine, and temperatures are running above average for this time of year. But this won't last. The MJO is forecast to shift into its colder phases as we move into December. When that happens, it tends to favor a deep trough in the jet stream, which acts like a highway for Arctic air to surge southward, bringing a sharp drop in temperatures. The timing of this shift is crucial. The MJO's cold phase is expected to arrive just as the effects of the sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW, begin to take hold. When these two powerful drivers align, the impact on our weather can be dramatic. When both the tropics and the stratosphere are signaling cold, meteorologists gain high confidence that a major pattern shift is on the way. It's a rare alignment that often leads to significant and long-lasting changes in our weather. If the MJO lingers in these colder phases, we could be looking at a long, active winter season, with frequent storms and extended periods of cold that keep people bundled up and snow on the ground. It's a 1-2 punch, Arctic and tropical forces teaming up to deliver a big chill. The combination can lead to rapid changes, icy conditions, and even surprise snowfalls in places that don't usually see them. So, as winter approaches, remember, it's not just the Arctic sending cold our way. The tropics are playing a major role too, and together, they're making sure winter's coming from all sides. Let's zoom in on the west and central US. You'll feel winter first. The West Coast and Rockies will see a series of Pacific storms, bringing rain to the coast and heavy snow to the mountains. The Sierra Nevada and Rockies will build up snowpack fast. In the central and northern plains, Colorado, Nebraska, the Dakotas, expect a rapid shift from autumn to deep winter, with a high chance for a Thanksgiving snowstorm. Travel could become hazardous if blizzard conditions develop. Further south, like Kansas and Oklahoma, expect wild temperature swings and severe storms, followed by a flash freeze. The Midwest and Great Lakes will see the cold and snow move in as December begins, with lake-effect snow possible. Thanksgiving week brings the first taste of chill, but the real winter blast follows soon after. Prepare now. winter is arriving fast. Stay alert for changing conditions. In the east and south, Thanksgiving week will feel more like autumn than winter. A strong ridge of high pressure will keep the cold at bay, especially in the southeast. Expect warmer than average temperatures, but you'll be on the wet side of central U.S. storms, with rounds of heavy rain and possible severe weather in the deep south. Travel could be impacted by wet roads and thunderstorms, not snow. The northeast and mid-Atlantic will see rain for most major cities, while interior New England could get a taste of cold. The big question: when will the ridge break down and let Arctic air in? Early December looks likely for the cold to spread east, bringing the first significant snow to the northeast. Enjoy the mild Thanksgiving. It's just a brief reprieve. Winter is on your doorstep. Get ready for a big change. As December begins, the temperature divide vanishes. Arctic air sweeps across most of the U.S. The Climate Prediction Center shows a high chance of below-average temperatures for the northern two-thirds of the country. This is a true Arctic outbreak. Temperatures could be 10 to 20 degrees below normal, with highs in the single digits or teens in the north. The jet stream trough anchors over the central and eastern U.S., creating a direct path for frigid air. Storms will become frequent, with snow chances dropping much farther south than in November. The Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast could see significant snowfalls. Only the far southeast may escape the worst of the cold. For most, early December will be a harsh introduction to winter, with repeated storms and persistent chill. Snow lovers rejoice. Commuters, brace yourselves. Prepare for a long spell of cold and snow. A major weather overhaul is here. Winter is arriving early and fast. Prepare your home check heating, seal drafts, and get snow gear ready. Look out for neighbors, especially the elderly. If you're traveling for Thanksgiving, stay flexible. Expect delays from snow in the west and rain in the east. Pack a winter emergency kit for your car. Stay informed, monitor forecasts, check your local news, and use a reliable weather app. Knowing what's coming is the best way to stay safe. This is a dynamic, exciting time. Challenging, but also beautiful. Get ready, stay safe, and we'll get through it together. And that's what's happening around the country. Here's what you can expect for your weekend.